What is going on, you beautiful people of YouTube? This is MK the Truth, DODBENT. As you guys can see, I have a pretty good looking pair of sneakers for us to take a look at today. If you guys are new to my channel, please, you gotta come on and join the squad. Also connect to my Instagram. It is the_truth_MK. Also, ladies and gentlemen, all music is produced by me, DODB, and I use them as background music on this channel. Now, before we get started on this particular review, I gotta tell you that this review is for educational purposes only. This is only my analysis, then I jump up off this video. So I have the Kobe 8 Protro form. What the? Me personally, this isn't really in my wheelhouse, but it is a dope looking sneaker. But I just can't do a what the sneaker when they're two totally different sneakers. I mean, I can do it, but I think I'm too old for this now. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at these. And even when these came out back in the day, I was not a fan of these. The Kobe's in general, I just wasn't really a big Kobe fan. I didn't like the aesthetic appeal of them. I didn't like the shape of them. I have just since started to learn how to appreciate the Kobe. Now, anyway, this is for Mamba Day, I believe, that's coming up. These will be releasing on the 13th. It's a good looking sneaker, but it's only good from a looker's standpoint. I'm not going to say I can't. I can definitely wear them. It's just going to take me one of those days where I just feel like being, a little bit colorful. Anyway, let's take a look at the left shoe. Very beautiful. Love the color balancing and everything. Very beautiful colors. Very, very beautiful colors on the shoe. Love that glow green outsole. You got this spackling that transforms into like this dark green with that gradient pattern. The upper, y'all know what I'm gonna say about the upper. That's some cheap material. Now the price point has gone up on this particular shoe to about 180 from 140 or 190 from 140. Look at the materials on the shoe. Textile, mesh, all 15 cents worth of material. This shoe is probably, for the complete package, is probably about $6, maybe a little bit less. I'm gonna say $5 in total to create this shoe. Each pair. They're making a killing off of these. I digress. Anyway, laces, you got like this sort of a burnt orange with this sort of a lime green going on. Love the patterns. The patterns, the colors, everything look pretty dope. You got Kobe written in there on the midpoint to hold up the tongue here. Look at this tongue. That tongue is 50 cents, boy. Look at this. Once again, love the colors. Anyway, you got some colors going under the tongue, which is also very dope. I mean, the shoe just has all of this stuff, this graphic just going all in and outside of the shoe, and rightfully so. It's a cheap sneaker. I need to have stuff everywhere. Got some sort of a fused material running around the mud guard for some reinforcement. Flip around to the boot. Like, this is one of my favorite parts. You got this sort of a iridescent thing going on here with the Kobe logo and of course the Mamba logo. Then you got this sort of a synthetic texturized material here with the Nike swoosh. The Nike swoosh has some graphics on the inside as well as on the lateral side there. Check that out. Beautiful colors. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Of course, you got the carbon fiber plate down at the bottom, and this also has like a indentation in there, and then of course you got the Mamba logo there. Now once you get into the shoe, you have, I believe, that has been replaced with React cushioning. I think this used to be like a Zoom bag or something, but it has been lately it has been replaced with Nike's React technology. Anyway, let's get to the left shoe. Did I call this the left shoe at first? I don't know, but this is my favorite of the two, although both of them do look good. I like this one a lot simply because you got the Nike here. You don't have it on this shoe. I kind of wish they would have gave you either or. You could have got two of these or two of these. I don't know, but this is my favorite one, and y'all know I like blue is my favorite color. Blue is my favorite color. You got orange running through the upper. I think this helps a lot with the big Nike right there. I think that looks really good. I forget what pair of Kobe's I had with this on here. It was a very, very dope pair. I don't have them anymore, of course. Anyway, you got like an orange and blue lace, and then here you got KB24 instead of Kobe, with just written on this shoe. Very, very dope. Flip around. Shaping and everything is looking appropriate. Is you mad, boy? Let me ask you again. Is you mad, boy? Love the purple to the transition to the blue. Of course, if you take blue and red, I believe you get purple. That's correct. Anyway, you got the Kobe logo, and then once again, I said this is my favorite part because it got like an iridescent thing going on here. You put them together, they look ultra hard. Take a look at that. I mean, you can wear these as a pair of sneakers. I think I'm past this with all this colors and stuff. I think this type of era has come and gone. This is more so like the Galaxy phones all over again, where it just doesn't hit as hard as it used to. On the inside, you got Mamba Curial. They all look like an M for my Beamer. This is an M. That look like the M a little bit. It kind of threw me off. But like I said, this is one of those sneakers where it was in that era where it was just like super dope, and then now they're trying to bring these things back out, and it's just not hitting as hard as it used to. They're still dope, but it's missing something. I don't know what it is, but I think I know what it is. I think it's because we're just not in that era anymore of these type of sneakers. These are still ultra hard, ultra dope, but I just don't think they have that like they used to. And for those reasons, I don't think these will do as good as they did in the past. Still 100% a dope sneaker. It just doesn't have that wow factor. And I said the same thing about the Galaxy phones, but they changed something on the Galaxy phones. They did something to that shoe where it just doesn't look the same like it did when it first came out. But who knows? Give it some time. Maybe they'll start to hit hard as they used to. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the Kobe's down below. This is MK the Truth, DLDBENT. I love y'all. We up off this video.